Hello, hi, welcome to IT online trainings for you. Today we are going to demonstrate one another common requirement of MuleSoft projects to safely hide application properties. What are the application properties like? Once we deploy our application here, sometimes we need to send an sensitive information like a database password, database username, or any other third-party connector username credentials. We need to send it from runtime properties from Cloud Hub. Uh, uh, for different environments, different values we need to set. But once we enter the value, username and value, password and value and all other sensitive information from runtime properties, that will be visible to all the users who are having access to this platform. So now we are going to discuss how to hide those properties that is not visible from end user. Okay, let's start this project from scratch. To do that, we need to create one new application. I'm just creating this application from scratch to make you understand more better. So I have just created a new project. Let's name it as hiding properties. Hiding properties project. Just click on finish for now. It is getting imported to in our studio. See, once we created any project in Mule 4, especially in AnyPaint Studio 7, it will by default it will create one pom.xml and one mule artifact.json file for each and every application. Okay, this is the file we are going to use to mask our properties. Okay, keep this file name in mind, but for now just close it. Let's build a simple application. Okay, now here I am going to build one normal application to print a payload on console with HTTP connector, and now I am going to mask the HTTP base path and the port number from application properties. Let's see this simple example. Okay, so I have just drag and drop a HTTP listener. Keep it like that. Let's configure one by one. So I have added one logger, and let's add one set payload. Just to understand little in better way, I have created the simple applications for each and every feature we are going to discuss. Okay, here let's make a hard coded value. Going forward, let's see what are the complex scenarios of integrations and what are the different real-time integration scenarios. So for now, for your basic practice, we can just give likewise. Okay, we need to configure this HTTP listener. Click on it. Click global configuration. See, in general, what we will do is like we need to give this host as 0.0.0 and port by default port is 8081. Now I don't want to give this default port. I would like to give port like 7887. Okay, this will be my port for my local host. And I don't want to hard code this port value. I need to send this port value from my properties file. Let's see how we can send this value from property file. So for now, just make it as 7887 is my port. Okay, just click on OK. Give path as test properties. Just save it once. Okay, now let's see how to send this how to assign these properties and how to externalize these port and path properties from properties file. Okay, here if you can see, we have given it as a static value, like we have hard coded this value. How we can send this port number and the base path value from Cloud Hub properties, that's we are going to see now. So in order to send those values, we need to externalize the properties. For that, we will just create one property file here. Just under src main resource, right click, create new file. In mule4, we need to send this properties by using YAML file. Okay, let's say my dev.yaml. This is my development environment property file. We can give any other name, but we need to configure this file name in order to actionalize the properties. Let's see one by one. Okay, so I have just created one YAML file. I need to send HTTP port to. Right, this is the main. We need to configure your details in this way. Okay, so HTTP dot port. We can call it as so we have configured only two values, HTTP port and path. Let's see how we can invoke this values from properties file. Okay, go back to our main. Let me close the extra one. This is our main file. So here we need to read these properties from dev.yaml. Let's click on this listener. Sorry, or else you can directly go to global configuration. See, here we have hard coded it, right? Now we will read it from property file. How to read the properties from property file? This is the syntax. We need to give dollar flower braces. Inside that we need to give the value http dot port. This is the key we have defined in our properties file. Say http dot port. We need to invoke in this way. http dot port. Okay, like in the same way we need to uh, externalize our path also. This is also we have given in our property file, right? So http dot path. So to read this property, dollar flower braces http dot path. Okay. So let's close it. We have given this property file and we have given that properties values from externalize from this listener. How this application will know from which property file it need to refer? We need to do one more configuration. Okay, create a property placeholder, configure properties. Here you need to refer that file dev.yaml file which we have created. For now we are directly invoking this. Environment wise we need to specify this for each and every environment. So going forward, let's see uh, how to send different environment files dynamically. For now keep this in mind. Okay, now we are good. So what are the property values we are going to mask? We need to mention those properties keys names in this mule artifact.json. If you remember, this is the first file by default it will created. Okay, so by default it will have only mule mule version, we need to add one more entry. Yeah. So before doing that masking changes, let's deploy our application and see the actual behavior. Then we will get the difference between masking properties and the original properties. Okay. So I have just deployed my application. Here my application is up and running. So it is started. Let's go to settings. As in our project, if you can see, we have only two properties externalized. So let's override these properties from Cloud Hub. Okay, http.port and http.path. Let's give another values. Go to list, http.port. Here I would like to give 8899. http.path slash testing. Okay. See, without masking the properties, all the values will be visible to all the end users who have has access to our endpoints platform. Okay, so we need to hide these properties. Once when we have given these properties here, once we apply changes, we need to mask these properties that is not visible to the other persons. That is what our requirement actually. So now without doing that, I have just applied these changes. Values are visible here. Okay, so let's see how to mask these values now. Okay, in order to do that, we need to do these changes and give this in mule artifact.json. We need to provide one more value like secure properties. It's an actually array. We need to give all the values, all the key names in terms of array. Okay, as it is, this is a JSON file. We need to give a key value pairs. So we are going to mask http.port and http.path. So we need to provide that key values here. You don't need to provide any values, only key names. http.port, http.path. I'm sorry, my keyboard. Okay, likewise we need to give uh, the key names here. Okay, so let's save it and let's redeploy. Actually, I'm deploying my application by exporting it as a jar file, as an external jar. Okay, so go to settings. Let's upload the new file. Let's apply changes. So it will deploy the updated code. And one thing you need to make sure, you need to finalize the list. What are the properties to be masked? Because once we mask the keys, we cannot unmask these keys. That is the inbuilt feature of MuleSoft actually. So if we need to if you are going to unmask these properties, even though we removed the secure properties line from here and redeploy the applications, even though the changes are applicable to these keys. So we need to only the way we need to thing is like we need to finalize the keys at the very first level what are to be masked. Otherwise we need to change the keys here and in our code wherever required if you want to unmask the values. Okay, so here my application is getting deployed. It's in progress actually. Let me pass from okay. Okay, let me pass the video here. Once it is up and running, then I'll resume the video. Yeah, my application is up and running now. Let's see how the values are visible in properties. Okay, let's go to setting. Click on properties. See, once we deploy our application, even though without any changes, the properties are getting hidden. If you can see. Okay, let's test. Let's try to give another property name and see the difference. This is not the property which we have given in our code, and we have not even used this one. So let's provide a value for this. See, this value is visible and these two keys are hidden. Likewise, you can hide properties. What are the sensitive values like the username, password of the database, or any Salesforce connector credentials, or any other credentials? You can mask in this way. Okay. Thank you. Happy learning. Please subscribe our channel for more videos.